Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to the Trade Decorator Festival. This afternoon's session is hosted with Shurtape. They are a leading adhesive tape manufacturer, and they are joining us to launch their brand new range of Kip decorating accessories. Matt Burnham, who's going to be joining us from Shurtape, will be here after the demonstration for a live Q&A, and we'll be talking about the features and benefits of the Kip range of masking tapes and drop cloths. These products have been specifically designed to meet the high standards to the trade professionals, just like yourselves. So if you are watching us over on Facebook, welcome to the show. You can still come and join us over on the virtual platform. There is a link there in the post for you to click on and come over and join us for the session for the Q&A. You'll also get an opportunity to take part in our competition, as we've got a Kip Sustainer full of goodies, and that will be launched a little later in the session. So feel free to comment as we go along, and if you could save your questions till we go to the Q&A. So let's have a look at the Kip product launch. So welcome back. There you have the demonstration. Apologies for the short break there. We will now go to our live Q&A. If you look beneath me on the screen, you will see the join Q&A button. If you just hit that button and join us in the next element of the session, and we will take your questions in the live Q&A. Hello and welcome to our live Q&A. I'm joined now by Matt Burnham from Shurtape. Welcome to the show, Matt.
Hi, good afternoon.
What an exciting new range of products you've got there.
It is. It's really exciting, and this really does help us gain access to the professional decorators market, which we've sort of not really had. We had a little bit with frog tape, but this really does sort of open us up to that market. So it's really exciting times at Shurtape.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, welcome everyone to the session. Thank you for joining us for our live Q&A with Matt. If you're not familiar with Crowdcast, please feel free to comment in the comments box as we go along. I'd love to read out some of your comments and thoughts. If you do have a question you'd like me to put to Matt, please hit the Ask a Question tab and type your question in there, and I'll read it to Matt for you. Or if you're feeling brave and you'd like to come up on the screen, give me a wave in comments and I'll send you a link so that you can come up on the screen. So, Matt, what makes Washi Tape different to other masking tapes?
So, well, what we might just do a little bit, if you don't mind, we'll just go back a little bit, because I will just talk through some of the products, if that's all right.
Oh,
and how
yeah,
we got
of course
there.
you can. Let me just put you on the screen so that you can do that.
Where you can see me in full screen, great.
Yes,
Probably just what everybody wanted on a Friday afternoon. So,
okay, when you're ready.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't know whether some of you guys have seen me before. My screen is frozen now, so I'm not quite sure what you can see. So what we have is, you'll know Shurtape from before, in that I've been on here and I've talked about Frog Tape before. So Frog is a masking tape which is quite unusual. Painter's masking tape has the paint block on it, but we're not really here to talk about that. The other thing that we do sell is duct tape, which is another one of our brands, so strong brands that you will sort of know and have heard of, and also T-Rex tape, which again is a thick, strong, aggressive cloth tape. But Kip, as I sort of said earlier, is very successful in Europe. It's a leading adhesive tape and professional painters supplier. They've been in Europe for more than 50 years. The success over there has been brilliant, and now it's the right time to bring some of this range into the UK decorating market. So we've got quite a tight range, but it's just to give you enough to sort of get through what you need to do without being overly complicated. So what we'll do is we'll just sort of show you ever so briefly about the products. So we have a standard crepe tape, which is packed as such. It's quite incredibly versatile in that it's quite conformable, so it sticks well to rough, dirty surfaces. It's quite high tack, so consequently then it's quite a short-term use one. So it's about a 30-day masking. 30-hour masking. In terms of sizes, we have an inch, inch and a half, and 2 inch. We then move on with a 5-day crepe masking. So again, helps prevent paint bleed, secures well, but it's good for sort of 5 days, so slightly less tack. So those are sort of go-to general purpose sort of masking tapes. We then move into our Washi Tape range. Now, Washi Tape, the Kip Washi Tape is a Japanese rice paper. So it comes from the bark of the mulberry tree. So it's highly sustainable. The benefits of Washi Tape is that you can make them incredibly thin, but they still stay very strong. And by making them thin, that means that you can you get an incredibly sharp finish with your sort of a precision edge finish when you're painting. So we have a gold tape, which is a 6 months indoor and 3 months outdoor product, sort of the go-to day-to-day use, if you like, in terms of the washi product. Incredibly thin, really, and we've had a couple of people test this now, and they're telling us that it's an absolute joy to use, and they're getting on really, really well. So it's available again in inch, inch and a half, and 2 inch sizes. Good temperature resistance up to 100 degrees Celsius. For more delicate surfaces, as we saw in the demonstration, we have the Washi Tape Purple, which is for wallpaper and new paint, new plaster. Really low tack, specifically designed for those sort of delicate surfaces. Good for sort of 3 months indoor use as well. And when we say sort of 3 months indoor use, that is in terms of the application apply up to sort of 3 months, but always remove the tape while the paint is still wet. So it's your preparation time, if you like. And then perfectly for outdoor use is the Washi Tape Blue, which is good for 6 months outdoor. Waterproof, again, is a washi paper. It's available in an inch, inch and a half, and 2 inch. So you can sort of use this for securing things like drops and things like that. We then, if you're thinking about spraying, all these will work ideally with spraying, but if you're thinking about spraying as well, we then have the drops. So we have a couple of different types of drops. So we've a brown paper drop, which is a 40 gram weight in the paper. So it's a high quality, we're working to an FSC for sustainability on this, but it is environmentally friendly paper. The benefits of the paper are that they will soak up any overspray and anything like that. So as you hit it, it doesn't sit on the paper, it actually soaks up into it. And these have 2 drops. So we've got a 180mm drop and a 300mm drop. And how they work is, if you've seen the foils before, so they're pre-masked across the top, and then they will fold out. So you get that extra drop. So ideal for sort of skirting boards, windowsills, and things like that. We then have a range of 3 drop foils, which have a static charge in, and again masked across the top. They have a little bit of stipple in them, and what that does is that helps attract the paint, so it complicates the surface. You probably won't be able to see that on there, but again, as you're spraying, it'll catch any sort of paint drops or even rolling. To be fair, it catches any sort of paint drops. It is also treated with a corona charge, believe it or not, and the corona charge helps draw in bits of overspray that's sort of floating, but it's not going to drag it in from around the room, but anything quite close, it's going to help attract it to this. It is also statically charged. I did put a piece above here just to sort of show you. So it will just, you cut it to size with scissors and then just pull down, and the static cling will then mean that it covers and protects your surface like so. So there's 3 drops within that range. So there's a 550mm, a 1400mm drop, and a 2.6 meter drop as well. So that's just trying to keep it as simple as possible without making things overly complicated, and keeping it a nice tight range that will all fit in the lovely sustainer that we have for you to win, or one of you lucky people to win at the end of the session. Are you ready, Paula?
I'm here. I'll just unfocus you on the screen.
Thank you.
Sorry, I got ahead of myself there. I forgot you was going to do your demo. So there was some great products there. If you've got any questions that you want to put to Matt, now's the time to start typing your questions. Matt, can you tell us what makes Washi Tape different to other masking tapes?
Yeah, so Washi Tape is the Kip Washi Tape is the only washi paper that has the Jankazai kidney-shaped bean in it, which helps add strength to the fibre. Washi tapes generally, there's a couple of types of washi tape. So there are fully synthetic ones, and then there are genuine mulberry bark ones. Those tend to be a bit better, a bit stronger, and a bit thinner. So the Kip one is one of those, but the kidney bean, the Jinkazai bean shaped fibre, it's like a kidney bean shaped fibre, is completely exclusive to Kip.
Wow. Okay. I've got a comment. Oh, a question. What stores can we get your tapes?
Right. Okay. So you'll be able to find the purple Washi Tape and the papers in Crown, but also Top Deck Brush will also be able to supply those. In fact, Lee's just put on that should be a link in the comments bar. So that's an online store, it's Top Deck Brush. They're based in Hemel, but you will be able to buy from there. If you click on that link, then you'll be able to get it from there.
Fantastic. And can I use any of the maskers for spray paint applications?
Yep, they're all perfect for that. So yes, any of the Kip range is designed with either spraying or rolled in mind.
All right, perfect. Can you remind me which tape was best for outdoor use?
So the outdoor one is the blue Washi Tape. That's the blue Washi Tape is for outdoors. What I will do is I'll put a link on at the end of the session. We had somebody do a blog where they use the Washi Tape, the blue Washi Tape and the paper to spray some window frames, and the results that those guys got is great. So at the end I'll put that on so you can actually see it in action. It's like a real live study for you to see, where they've secured the edges with the blue.
Okay. Fran McPhillips says, how long can they be kept on the wallpaper?
You should always test an area first, but for the purple one is a 2-month on wallpaper. So that's, again, your preparation time. But just make sure you've tested an area first and that it is still sort of half decent wallpaper and not just going to disintegrate whatever you do to it.
Okay. I've got a question. Well, it's the same question twice from two different people, really, just worded slightly differently. Just saying, with respect, there are manufacturers already in the market that do these tapes, even the same colours. So why should we buy Kip?
Well, I'd like you to try some of the kits. So what we can do is we'll put a contact us page or link into the comments. And we think that in terms of the quality, we're going to be there. We're definitely going to be there in terms of value for money as well. I'm not going to say that any of the, I can only talk about the products that I sell. And I believe that mine are going to be the best, if not equally as good, sort of on the market. But if you contact me via the contact us page, so we're not getting into any GDPR issues, we'll have a look, and I'll have a chat and we'll talk it through.
All right, perfect. Paul says, will the static charge keep tape in place when applying spray plaster, as the machines are generally more powerful for spray plaster than paint?
Yeah, for spray plaster, you need to think sort of slightly differently. So you probably don't want a masking tape across the top. You want a cloth tape across the top and a thicker grade plastic on it. So the PE on the paper masking on this is actually a 9 micron. You want something a little bit thicker for spray plastering. Now I've just brought in for one customer some of the spray plaster range. So it is a specific product in its own right, spray plaster. So again, if you just want to follow on to the contact us page, I can actually put you in touch with it's SPS EnviroWall that have taken the spray plaster range. But if you want to take if you want to drop your contact details on the contact page, I can help you sort of source that product if it's a specific sort of spray plaster need that you have.
Okay. H says, what are the benefits of real washi paper?
So real washi paper is really, it's a lot thinner and it's a lot stronger. So by that means that it's a lot, you can, when you apply the tape, or when you come to remove the tape, the edge that you then get is a lot sharper than a standard masking, than a crepe paper, because it's so thin and so strong. So it removes really cleanly. It doesn't break when you start to pull it away, and you get that lovely crisp line that we're all looking for.
Okay. Going back to Fran's question about putting the tape on wallpaper, she said, how long does she need to leave it to do the test? How long would you advise it left on?
Yeah, it depends sort of on you. It depends how long were you looking at. 24 hours is probably good, just to sort of let it go through any sort of curing it might have. If there is a specific sort of project you've in mind, Fran, again, just let me know. Drop us a contact, and we'll sort of talk it through. But I give it a day, 24 hours, and see.
Okay. Brian Dennett says, are either the paper or cling drop rolls recyclable?
Yes, they are recyclable. I know others are too. The only thing is that, as with any bodies, once they have paint on them and they're contaminated with paint, you wouldn't be able to recycle them. But they are, in their sort of basic state, recyclable. But it's the same for all of these products. It's not any different for anybody else.
Okay. Have I missed any? Let's have a look. Oh, somebody's saying, is it better than frog tape? There's a controversial one for you.
Well, I wasn't ready for.
They're not being easy on you, are they, Matt?
It's very different. It's different. So frog tape has a polymer on the edge. Only frog tape has a polymer on the edge. The things like the Washi Tape purple are slightly are less adhesive in terms of sort of for delicate surfaces, so you can sort of monitor that. And we don't have an outdoor product for frog tape, so we do have blue in the Kip range.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, I think it's somebody's asking here about differences between Q1, Tessa, and Mask. It's quite difficult because you don't work for any of those companies, so it's difficult to answer compared to somebody else's products.
Yeah, what I can tell you, and one of the things you can always do, is that there are data sheets on the internet and things like that. So one of the ways to compare products is to look at the data sheets, and they will tell you lots of things about the temperature ranges, the sizes, the tensile strength, and the sort of adhesion to steel as well in terms of how hard you need to pull something away. So yeah, I can't comment on anybody else's. My job is to sell Kip Tape and Frog Tape as well. So yeah. So yeah, it's you're going to have to sort of make your own mind up on that.
Okay. What products would you recommend if I was to spray outside window frames?
So if you're going to do anything outside, then definitely the Kip blue. So this is perfect for outside. In conjunction with something like this would be absolutely perfect for spraying a window frame project.
Okay. What's the maximum drop of the paper mascers?
The maximum drop on the paper one is it's a 300 mil. So there's a 180 mil and then a 300 mil.
Okay. And what's the maximum drop of the plastic mascers?
So the plastic maskers is a maximum drop of 2.6 meters. So there's a 550, 100 and 1.4 meters and a 2.6 meter drop in the plastic.
All right. And which tape is best, did you say, for delicate surfaces?
Delicate surfaces is the purple washi. So it's the washi tape that's for delicate surfaces.
Brian Dennett's asking, is there a dispenser for the drop rolls?
I haven't brought one in as yet. Excuse me. Doesn't mean that we can't. The problem with them tends to be, it depends whether you want the dispenser in the sort of plastic surround or whether you want it that actually has the blade that runs across it. So there are a couple of them. We're looking at some. The problem with them is getting to the price it needs to be in the market. Is the honest answer to it. They're quite complicated things to make. If we get demand for them, then yes, we'll bring them in. But I don't have anything right now.
Okay, so it'll be basically led by demand. If enough decorators are asking for them, then you bring something to market. Okay, that's good to know. No problem, Brian. Thanks for your question. Which tape did you say was best for delicate surfaces?
Delicate surfaces is the purple one, the delicate surface.
Okay, and what should I do if the masking tape starts to pull the paint when I remove it?
Right, okay. So one of the things let's just have a think about, we might just take that a step back in terms of just looking at why that would happen. And I'll come back to why to how to sort of get out of it. But what happens is if you've got I'm just looking for try and show this by a demonstration of sorts of why you might get paint removal when if you paint on a new plaster. So what we're going to sort of, if we can make this work, if we imagine that the white part here of my diary is a wall on the substrate, and the blue part's going to play the part of the paint. So if you've painted the wall or the skirting board or whatever, it's all stuck. Now that's fine in its sort of state. When you apply a tape to it, what happens is you need to enter a force to pull the tape away from the paint because you've covered this part up. So if the force that you need to pull this tape away is stronger than the force between the paint and the substrate, it will pull this away. If that makes sense. So if you ever have paint stick to the other side of tape as you pull it away. So one of the things that you can do is, again, on the data sheets, and we publish it in our brochures as well. We tell you the amount of force on a it's called it's the steel adhesion to steel. So as you pull that steel, as you pull it away, you need to enter a certain amount of force, normally measured in newtons. The lower the newtons, the less force you need to pull it away, so the more delicate a tape is. And again, everybody tests on stainless steel, so you get a uniform sort of answer. Now,
Right.
so that's where you'll see something like a delicate surface one will be something like 0.9 of a Newton meter per centimeter to remove. Something like the quite high tap product will be near a sort of 2.5 Newton meters to remove, just to give it a bit of an extreme. If you are in that situation where it is pulling the paint away, then heat it with a hairdryer. That'll help soften the adhesive. Just get some heat into it. So the adhesives respond to heat. So just soften it with heat and it'll come away that bit better. Don't try and do it in a rush. Ideally, you test an area first anyway, just to make sure you don't get yourself in that situation. But once it's on, it's on. But that's what I'm trying to sort of do, is get across the reason why that's happening. So by putting that heat into it, it will help soften it and bring it away. I hope that might help.
Okay, fantastic. And what would be the main reason for masking tape not sticking to my surface?
That would be anything to do with any sort of contaminants that are on there. So any sort of dust, because obviously it's going to stick to the dust, or any sort of grease or oil. One of the ways also to remove any leftover residue is to use something like WD-40, which is an oil, and that breaks down the adhesive. So if that's already on for, maybe it's cooking oil or something like that, then it won't stick to that, because you just can't. So dust and contaminants in some way would be the reason for the tape not to stick.
Okay. Oh, I've got another question in from our audience. Let's have a look. Brian says, what is the best angle to pull at when removing your washi tape?
I would go at probably about 45 degrees to sort of pull it back on yourself. We'll get the diary going again. So how much do you see there? So for me, if we painted down this side, I would always come back at that sort of angle, just to get that, because that will help. As you come back like that, it does help just sort of cut the paint a bit as well, just as it's tacking off is sort of perfect. So that's personally my choice of how to do it. I do it at that angle.
Okay, fantastic. And we the European kit range is quite extensive. Are other kit products available to buy in the UK, or will you be bringing those in at a later date?
There's a couple of people that are actually directly importing from Kip straight into the UK. Okay. So there is the majority of or other parts of the range available in that, and then the rest of it's going to be led up by demand. So it's what we get told people want, because there is a lot, and I could fill my warehouse with it, but if I do that, is it going to sell? So what I need to do now is, and part of these exercises, things like this, is talking to people, sort of, and we'll respond. So what people tell us they want, we will bring them. But it will be led by our customers' demands.
Oh, that's fantastic to know. So if there are other products, guys, that you think will be beneficial in your decorating business, maybe drop us some notes here, either now or when the session's finished, or if you think a bit later, you can always get in touch with Matt directly and have a chat with him. And if enough of you want other products, then there are products there that can be brought to the UK that are already being supplied throughout Europe. So thank you, everyone, for joining this session. Matt, thanks for joining us on the show again this year. It's fantastic to have you as a guest. And you're joining us at the Trade Decorator Live exhibition in June at Old Trafford, aren't you?
I'll be well, yes, provided there's, well, I'm not going to say anymore, but yes, fingers crossed, everything will be fine, yes.
Yes, don't jinx me. I've had 2 years of waiting for this event. No, there's going to be no more waiting. We're going to be at Old Trafford in June on the 23rd and 24th of June. So come and join us. We've got loads of exhibitors. All the big names are going to be there. And it's going to be a fantastic 2 days. And I look forward to meeting lots of you in person. So thanks for joining this session. This is our last event for today, but we are back on Monday and all next week, right through to the 11th. We've got events for you. So get on the website, book your tickets. It's all free, and I'll see you again next week. Have a lovely weekend.
Can I just add one thing?
Of course you can.
do we need to enter the competition?
We do. Oh, I nearly left without saying. Thank you, Matt. Thanks for a reminder. Yep, there's a green button beneath us on the screen. So we've mentioned at the beginning, we've got a Kip sustainer and products for you to win. If you hit that green enter competition button as we finish, fill in your details on the website. It's all GDPR compliant, and we'll be choosing a winner, and we'll let you know if you're the lucky winner. So thanks for the reminder, Matt. I almost forgot.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good weekend.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye, Matt.
Bye-bye now.